Hi, I am Leslie from Day Furs, and today we are going to talk about the importance of the proper care for your luxurious fur garments. Furs are an investment, and it's important that you know the steps to make sure that you are taking proper care to make them last a lifetime. Since fur is a product of nature, it will dry out and age over time, just like our skin. And just like we put moisturizers and products onto our skin to best protect it and help us prevent aging, we need to do the same thing with our fur garments. We recommend that you either clean and glaze or deep condition your garment every year, one of the two processes. So 1 year you will clean and glaze, the next year you will deep condition. We did talk about cleaning and glazing and how that is completed and the importance of it in another video that we hope that you will watch. On this video, we're going to go over the deep conditioning process. The first step to the process is the same as with the cleaning and glazing, in that we do a thorough inspection of your garment. We want to let you know of any service issues that we find. So typically we start with the cuff of the lining, and we go through and just make sure that the lining is still secure and that it doesn't need to be resewn. Then we feel in the armpit to see if we find any holes or tears. Another very common place to find tears is at the corner of pockets, because there's some seams there and just the wear and tear of you putting your hands in and out. Oh, yep, I found one right here. So I will put a pin in this as a reminder that once I am completed, I will send an estimate letter to this customer with recommended service to get this pocket tear sewn. It is really important that we find these issues early on before they turn into bigger problems. And then I will check the fur itself, just go from top to bottom, make sure there's no larger tears along any of the seams. The back of the neck is a common place. And if you go through this process every year like we recommend, then you really should just have very nominal issues each year that we can catch right away. This has been a very long time customer of ours that takes very good care of her fur garment. And so we really aren't finding any issues, which is great. That's what we want. All right, and then I'm going to check the closures. This has basic hook and eyes. The hook and eyes also are common to pull out of the skin and cause tears, and you definitely want to get those early, because if they go too far, then they can turn into bigger, more problematic tears, and it will be hard to close the garment. Okay, so this one looks great other than just the one pocket corner, and we'll make sure to send a letter to that customer and get her approval for getting that fixed. So the next step is to actually get the conditioning, deep conditioning product onto the fur itself. The deep conditioning does not clean your garment at all, and that's why we recommend on the alternate year cleaning and glazing. Deep conditioning just conditions the fur and the skin. It is an all-natural, plant-based product that we will spray onto the garment. I'm going to put the collar up here so that I can get really well under the collar, and then I just start at the top and spray it on. And I'll spray it thoroughly around the cuffs, under the arms, and then down this gorgeous collar. And get this side, making sure that I'm thoroughly coating it, but I'm not soaking it. I'm just thoroughly coating the fur. And then in just a second here, you'll see how I get it worked in so that it's deep down within the skin. Okay, so now it's thoroughly coated. You can see that that's thoroughly coated. And then we're going to use a brush to really brush it deep within the fur. This is gonna keep it from matting and premature aging. It's just really very, very good for the fur. I always brush really well along the hem, along the cuffs, and along areas that are more likely to get matted throughout the season when you wear it. And sometimes on the long hair furs, you might experience a little more shedding, and this will help with that as well. And I'm making sure to brush deep within the fur, but I'm not being harsh on it, so I'm not going to do any damage to the skin. Always want to get up under the collar really well. And if you watched our other video on the cleaning and glazing, you'll hear me talk about the importance of wearing scarves. And while I'm doing this collar, it reminds me, a lot of people aren't aware, but the oils from your hair and from your skin can get onto the fur and really cause issues. We really can't undo that. So we really, really recommend that you do wear scarves. So when you're in dropping your garments off for storage and service, you should get yourself a nice scarf to make sure that you wear with your coat in the winter. A lot of people, when they have repair issues around the neckline, are always asking, well, you know, why did that happen? And they didn't realize that the oils from their skin and hair could really cause that skin of the fur around the neckline to prematurely age. All right, now that I have it all brushed in, all of the mats out, then the next step will be that we just leave this on and let it sit and really soak in and dry on the fur. And then once it's dry, we'll do a quick steam and let that dry in a final brush. And so once this is dry, we'll show you how we quick steam it and blow it out. Okay, now that we have the coat fully coated with the deep conditioning solution, our next step is going to be to use our commercial grade fur steamer, and this is a very specialty steamer made specifically for the fur industry, and we're going to go completely over the garment from top to bottom with the steamer. And as you can see, that really separated all of the hairs and got the deep conditioner deep within the fur and all the way to the skin to really penetrate through. So we will let this dry, and then our final step will be to brush it out one final time and put it into storage, and it'll be all ready for the next season.